So let's also have a look at how we can use the swarm pipeline. And I now am in my tutorial folder again, where we have seen the vSearch pipeline and the Data2 pipeline. And the swarm pipeline is no different. You first have to copy from my home folder and this MiDiv Amplicon Illumina folder, something called the swarm pipeline. Copy that here. And that's all you need, because that's a shell script, and it's very similar to the vSearch script actually, because it's using vSearch partly. We can just have a short look. I mean, you edit exactly the same things here as you did in vSearch and Data. The name of the metadata file, and where do you want the temporary output, where are the FASTQ. Everything is the same, especially as the vSearch is extremely similar. You can see it loads R because it uses R a lot down here. The first part is actually vSearch, exactly identical to the vSearch. Oh, well, not 100% though, almost, yeah. It will produce this one FASTA file per sample. Then it do some dereplication, but not exactly as in vSearch, and then the swarm clustering here. So that's a separate tool then. Here it diverges from vSearch. And then there is some post-processing, because we only want to keep the clusters where the centroid has a minimum size. If we scroll back up again, so there is this mean size here, same as in vSearch. So you don't make a cluster unless the centroid has at least 2 copies. This is not by default implemented in Swarm, that's why we had to do this post-processing. And then the chimera filtering with vSearch, and then another processing after that to produce the read count table, because that's not part of Swarm either. Swarm is not sort of a software that is very much made for this purpose here, so we have to add our own code. But apart from that, or I mean, you wouldn't normally go down here and bother about this. You will only do the settings up here as before, and then you just batch as before. Swarm like this, and this should then start running. If there is, yeah, here it is, and and create the temporary swarm folder here. That will be filled up with more or less the same things as you will see in the vSearch temporary folder. And then you will get the corresponding swarm centroids file and the corresponding read count swarm table. So everything is built on the same sort of idea here now. The output will look similar in the sense that all these files have the same sort of organized in the same way. So if you can read one of them and process it further, you can do it with all the others without any change in code really. The content will of course change between them, but they have the same column names, the same structure, all of them. So that's it really. 3 different pipelines for processing these Amplicon reads.